Hello and welcome to another amazing Last Days with Michael Evans. Well, I just spent one of the worst weeks of my life being sick. And the week before that, we had a flood. And it wasn't long before that I was sick again. I had the COVID when I came back to the Philippines. And pretty bad. And then, let's see, we had the hurricane. And let me talk about the hurricane for a second. It had already rained a lot and flooded somewhere else. And then it came here, and everybody knew it was coming here. So it just kind of seems to me you could prepare a little bit. Somebody somewhere's got a set of keys and a working finger to mash a button. Maybe a couple people out of all these millions of people. And so here's what happened. I'm not from here. My wife is. And so I live here now with her. And I saw that it was going to flood again. It had flooded, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And it got way high up into the apartments here. Once it backs up and gets so high that it hits the bridge down below us, once it hits that bridge, it's just like hitting another dam. And then when it gets at that point, that's when they choose to let the water out of the dam up above us. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me why they wait that long. Why not be letting some of it off the whole time if they know it's coming? If you know it's coming. If you don't know it's coming and it does that, there's nothing you can do. It does what it does. But they waited. Now, I saw it was within an hour away of flooding, maybe head high, in my apartment. It was really coming up quick. They had not yet released the water from the dam. So it was going to get real bad. And I just inquired. I usually am a little more prepared than this, but it was fine. I inquired. I'm not sure where to go. I know there's an emergency place around here, and I was thinking the school down here is probably 7 or 8 stories high. It's plenty. You could have a tsunami through here, a big one, and you'd be fine. You go up to the top floor, if the building doesn't collapse, and it shouldn't. It should handle a regular flood. You should be okay. The thing is, they don't open it up. They close the gates. They shut the school down. They locked everything up. Well, that's the emergency center. So they know it's coming. The water's coming up. It's an hour away from hitting the bridge. They're going to let the dam loose, and nobody's there to let you in the emergency center. Now, everything on the left side of the bridge, which is right next to the school, very close walking distance to the school, everything's low ground. Or lower ground. There is no high ground, really. And you get on top of the bridge, there's a whole nother risk. That whole bridge can just wash out. Once the water's hitting the whole bridge and it's doing nothing but hitting the bridge, you got things floating down and flooding and hitting the bridge, you can have the whole bridge wash out. I wouldn't want to be on it. Oh my God. And don't even get me started about the sewage. So, you've heard nothing but good things about me so far, from me, about this place so far. But I'm starting to see trouble in paradise. So, should be a phone number. Somebody you can call. Hey, people down here need to get in. What's the point in having the place? And it's an emergency center, nobody can get into it, and the water's about to really get high. What's the point? You know? So I went all the way down there about an hour early, which was about the right time. A little early, just a little early ahead of the water is fine. And some people might not be comfortable waiting that long. But so I went down there and it's all locked up and there's nobody there, nobody's coming, nothing. So I came back and I told my wife, I said, how do they do that here? Well, they'll let you know. Really. So the water came up, just like I said, and just like last time, and it hit the bridge, and it started coming up, and it's ankle deep, and then it's knee deep, and then it's waist deep, and then somebody somewhere decided to tell somebody, word of mouth, hey, go ahead and tell them to come down. Send them this way. Really? Yeah, so we grabbed our bags that were packed and with some things in it to last us a few days and started sludging to the water. Let me tell you about the water. Now I'll get started about the sewage water. Everybody's sewage water goes in this river right next to us. It's not really a river. It's a creek. Yeah, not a stream at best. This is not much water, not a lot of water. And they built a bridge because there's a gorge there, not because there's a lot of water. And then when it rains like this from the typhoons, the water comes up and it's extremely deep, extremely rapid, and all the sewage that's in there, and it has been in there for months and months and months and months, baking in the hot sun and moving and making sewage mud, gets stirred up, and probably all the sewage from Manila, as far as I'm concerned, comes right down through here. Probably millions of people's worth. And the water is green brown. Figure it out. And I didn't want to be in it. I could have not been in it. I was on time. I was more than happy to be just a little early, and go in because I knew it's coming. These people lived here all this time. It happens every year. It should have been open. So finally, we're waist deep. Our orifices are being violated by viruses. You can see sewage floating by you. The water is green brown, not water you want to be in. And you don't know when you're going to have running water and electricity to take a good bath. And you're in sewage. Everybody's sewage. So I'm not happy about that. And so we headed out. Somebody else that had a very high place to stay, which are rare, but they were nice enough to let us come up, and we stayed there for part of the evening into part of the night, and then all of a sudden it just receded. How they did that, I don't know, but it went down quick, and it was 2 or 3 inches left everywhere. It wasn't a spot, it wasn't just mess. Green, brown mess. Came back and started cleaning up a little bit. Was exhausted and in nasty clothing. No way to get clean. No way to do anything but lay down on a clean bed with nasty sewage clothes and go to sleep. I lasted several days before I got sick, but when I got sick, I got hepatitis A. It comes from a virus that's from sewage, and I've never been so sick. I have, but It was bad. I was delirious. I hallucinated. I super headaches, and which I was already having. But what else? I don't remember. Diarrhea, like from another dimension, nuclear powered. Sorry, but it's just I'm not happy about it. And so then, kind of hit me at a bad time. Don't have a lot of money to go pay cash to go in the hospital. And I can't tell you how sick. I won't tell you how bad it was. But I knew it was life-threatening. Until today, actually. I know if you look at my face, you can see I'm kind of gaunt. Well, I was just delirious, cross-eyed, bug-eyed, face sunk in and putrid for about, I'd say 6 days. I think it was 6 days. I lost track of time because I didn't know anything. I was out of it. I was super high fever. I actually didn't throw up. I tried. But actually, I tried not to, and I managed to keep from it. But I needed to throw up. Yeah, diarrhea like never heard of. Just never heard anybody talk about having diarrhea like I had. And that's enough of that. It's horrible. So it has done a lot of damage, and I did the research on it. It lasts about weeks a lot of times, and it can last up to like half a year before you feel a lot better. It can easily be a couple of months before you get over it, and sometimes as much as half a year. The good thing is that you don't have to take medicine for it. You don't necessarily. I have been, but you can get over it on your own. And most people, which I suppose means more than 50%, whatever that is, live, and not that big of a percentage die from it. I think you just think you're going to die. And you can. People do. And for some reason, the number 10% pops in my mind. I may have seen that somewhere. But about a certain percentage, I believe it was 10%, can die from hepatitis A, certain percentage. So I really thought I was in that top percent. Really bad. So I think everybody could have handled that a little better. I did my part. And I managed to come back and clean up a little bit, and then I got so sick. And then I've been in bed. My poor wife's been taking care of me. And there's so many things I wanted to say, but when I talk about my wife, I want to just veer off on that, take that fork in the road and talk about something good. And if I'm going to complain, I might as well say something good about this place. This part of the world, and I don't know why, what it is that causes this place to produce women the way they are. They don't come with a lot of garbage. They've got some. Nobody's perfect. Nowhere on the planet, but wow, they got some good people here. And the conditions are harsh. I guess, you know what, maybe that's what it is. I know that hard times, hardship can build character. And these women have character. A lot of them. Well, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of bad ones. There's plenty of weirdos and this and that, but there's a lot of good women here. And people talk about coming here to find a good wife. And then I guess some people look down on that. Nothing wrong with it. You do what you want. My planet, I'll do what I want. So I came here to give her a chance, and she turned out to be just perfect for me. And actually, it's better than I expected. And having had the exact opposite of what she is before I came here, um, just makes me understand how good she is. She's good natured. She's not a fit pitcher. She's not selfish. She's loving. She's caring. She's maybe not Albert Einstein, but she's reasonably intelligent. And we have very pleasant, caring times together. We have a lot of fun laughing. It doesn't come easy for me. She makes me laugh. Got a good nature, good mannerisms. She's a good Christian woman. And there's a lot more. I'm groggy in my head. I can't think of everything I want to say about her. There's a lot of good to say about her. She took care of me while I've been sick. And I'll tell you a funny story. If anybody that reads the Bible, I got traffic going by my window. I don't know what all these scooters are going by my window for, but whatever. The book of Job. If you look, Job started it. Well, I won't tell the whole story. I'll just get to the point. Job was having problems, and it get worse and worse and worse. He kept getting hit with one thing after another, and so recently, the same thing has been happening to me. I've lost people out of my life, not necessarily to death. They just kind of threw the towel in on me, and it hurt. And I don't make a habit of caring about people like that, and sticking my feelings out there and getting hurt. I'm usually the one that leaves, and with no intention of any more contact, and just go do something else. And I stopped being like that, and it cost me this time. It cost me. People I care about just let me go. Just not interested anymore. And got a big history, very important history. And in short, I lost people I loved. And I came here and I found a wonderful woman, but I intended to have all of it. I was going to go back, and unfortunately, they're not interested in me coming back. And that was just painful. And so it took me a minute. I was having depression. I'm suffering from deep depression. I hadn't had that in years. I've avoided putting myself in a position for it. And this one, there was no way out. I was backed in the corner, and it hit me like a freight train. So I've been down with that for a couple of months. Literally crying and laying around, making my wife suffer through me whining about everything. And then she had to deal with that. And then I got the COVID. And then we had the flood. And then I got hepatitis A. And so today I'm feeling enough better to do this tape. And I'll tell you, she's been a saint. And like I was going to tell you about Job, Job's wife was looking at him, and he had all these sores, and he stank from head to toe. He just nasty. And I can relate to everything but the sores. And I literally did not smell good. This was probably yesterday. I'm still a little groggy, I don't know, but within the last couple of days. And my wife, I don't know what made her say it, because I was thinking about the book of Job, and she came to my bedside and she smiled, very pleasant. She touched my arm, touched me very nicely, and she said, "Sweetheart," she said, you stinky." and she smooched my face and loved on me, squeezed my face and kissed me. And she brought a towel, wet towel, and she gave me a bath. And then she went over to the cabinet and brought two of my bottles of cologne, two of them, and just sprayed me down till she was okay with it, till she was happy with that. And so I thought that was funny. I had a Job experience, and thank goodness it was a decent one. It wasn't a disaster. My wife was a good wife. Everything else was a disaster, but I got a good wife. And so, I've been feeling bad about coming here. I miss my grandbaby. I miss my other grandbaby. There's people I miss. And I almost feel stuck here. I am for a little bit, till I come up with the full amount, or do something, And there's a lot more. There's a lot of stuff I'm not saying. I can't. There's injury and stuff like that. I need to avoid that conversation for a year or so till that's all settled. But there's just a lot of stuff going on, and my wife has really been good. So I didn't make the wrong decision. And it's funny how God will let you go through these things and you think you're going to die, and you wonder why. Every single time you wonder why. Why has God abandoned me? And when's God going to answer me? And when's he going to fix this? And God, it's in your hands. Ain't nothing I can do about it. And then you start kind of seeing things a little different. But it's usually after you're whining and saying stupid stuff. And then you find out. Then you see it the way it really is. So, God will heal your broken heart. And God will take care of you. Might get a little rough, but he's there with you. That's good enough. You're on planet Earth. And there's a brilliant future for you if you belong to the Lord. So I don't know that that's not enough said today. I've got a lot planned to do, a lot of films to make in the future. And there's no way I've been talking for 22 minutes. Wow. Anyway, it's been a little rough. And thank God it's almost payday. And we're going to buy groceries and do some more cleaning and build our strength up. And, I look at you all dry like this, but I'm laughing a little bit. It is funny, a little bit of it. It's just a bit much. So if I look a little ragged, more ragged than usual, that's why, because I've been super duper sick and just been going through a lot. And anyway, I'm going to change the way I'm doing things. I'm probably going to release about two videos a week. Now, one thing I don't do is talk about politics openly to everybody. I'll mention it this one time. I just was reading. I won't say who it is. I'm so tempted, but I won't. But he's a fellow from the United States here in the Philippines, and I just unsubscribed from him. I don't know why he came on and was talking bad about Donald Trump, and the same thing that they were saying on the media, even more. That just there's nothing to back any of that. There's no proof of that, and it's just a bunch of crap to smear him. And the reason they did that is because he was going to do what he's fixing to do right now. And he might not have done it if they'd left him alone and just let him go back in office. He was helping the country. He really was. I saw the evidence of it. He was in for 4 years, and everybody said, well, he's going to be Hitler if you re-elect him. Why wasn't he Hitler the first time? If he's Hitler, why didn't he act like Hitler? if he was going to do all these evil things and sprout horns and be the devil, why didn't he do that the last presidency? So, I don't know. People hear other people talk and they go, wow, that sounds real, you know? And it shocks me to see Christians do that. I know that anything's possible when it comes to some of this, and, you know, maybe prophecy being fulfilled with these people now, and if it is, well, it's going to be one way. I mean, it's going to be one group or the other. Prophecy is going to be fulfilled. But one thing I can tell you is Donald Trump means well. Oh, he's done a lot of stuff I don't agree with. I've done a lot of stuff I don't agree with too, you know. So, I mean, I know I did bad, and I'm sorry for it. I got past it. God forgave me. I don't know how many people have, but God has. The highest in existence, the great creator, he forgave me. And so that's the most important thing. And so maybe Donald Trump should be worthy of that too. You know, yeah, he said some vulgar things. He said some crude things, but outright racist and what they call him, a pedophile, a predator, Hitler, a dictator. I could go on and on. I just no end of accusations against him, and he's done nothing but make good plans to financially help this country. And so, in short, I was subscribed to this fellow. He just talking really bad about Donald Trump, and all you Americans have voted him back in again. You'll see how bad he is. He wasn't bad the first time. I saw the work pick up on day one. When Biden was elected, I saw work shut down on day one. Look at the stock exchange. This is what I heard. I hadn't looked it up yet. I could be wrong, but it was on the news. It just wasn't on the ticker tape. They said that the stock market jumped 1,500 points today. It was in a nosedive. And then Donald Trump stepped in and won, and it jumped up 1,500 points. You should understand that these people have inside information, and they know who's going to do what, who backs what their policies are. And unless somebody's flattened some tires in advance and done sabotage, the economy's going to start picking back up. And we're going to make it till January 20th or 21st? But you're going to see him get busy. He's a man of action. He means well. I don't know. I think he makes mistakes sometimes. But he does a lot better than anybody else I see. He's the best choice we could have possibly had. I didn't see anybody nowhere near like him. And we probably, if he survives, we'll have a good 4 years ahead of us. Maybe a little longer than that. We'll see what happens after. But I can relax. I got 4 years. I can relax and be happy that my country's in good hands. And so I am subscribed from this fellow. I didn't say a whole lot to him. I just told him I thought he was smarter than that, and I'll let him go. I don't know why you'd want to keep spreading that crap around when there's nothing to back it up. He hadn't hurt anybody. He's not harmed this country. He's helped us. So I think we're in a lot better shape now. So the storm's over, and the disease, the sickness, and the viruses are all going away, and the sun's about to come out. So be encouraged. We got a good president, and got bad neighbors, but we got a good president, good leader, with good intentions. So he's in office now, and you can kind of rest. You want a job, go get a job. There's going to be plenty of them around for a while, for a few years. Don't have to worry about this again for 4 years, probably. Don't know what the dollar's going to do. I don't see how it can possibly, how we can keep the dollar for 4 more years. I don't see how we can do it. I don't know if he's going to try, but they'll replace it with something good. He's a smart man, got a smart team. And you know what? It's 30 minutes. I think I'm going to call it. So I may not be making good sense. I'm probably still hallucinating. So in a few days, I'm going to start doing these videos a little different than I've been doing them. And I probably will. I'm going to give it some thought and use some of this downtime laying around in the bed and come up with a new formula and see how that works. Let me tell you, I looked at that guy I told you. He's so negative. He does not sound intelligent, but I thought he was. I thought he was more intelligent. And he doesn't have a good, he's got a good location, so he's got good background shots and stuff. But he talks, and that's that. And he's got 654, I think it was 654,000 subscribers. What the heck? I got 653 subscribers, not 1,000, but 653. So I would really appreciate some more subscribers. I've thrown some good content out there. I don't do it constantly, but I've got some good things. And I don't know anything about this. It's something I wanted to do and do a little bit of everything. But it always remains Christian. It's not about Christianity, although it is sometimes. It's never unchristian. I'll say it that way. It can be about anything, but I don't have anything in here that's unchristian, that's against Christianity, that's so liberal and wicked that it would be considered unpresentable to Christian people. So I guess that's the difference. And I notice a lot of times when I mention Christianity, I play Christian music, or I do a Christian content, I'll lose a subscriber. I just lost one. I had 654. Just lost a subscriber. So I'd like to get 1,000 and be monetized and see if I can't build on that. It'd be nice. And I've been learning how to do my editing and learning how to dub sound in and everything. It's been very interesting and learning experience. And so anyway, yeah, I'm so groggy, and I'm just going to go lay down and plan my next video. So this has been Amazing Last Days with Michael Evans. And I'll be back hopefully looking a little bit more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, a little more healthy. And I'll see you in a few days.